how do you like to play a character audience love to hate?
I love it. I think it's a good opportunity to show them that everyone's human. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not just playing a bad guy. And I think in season 2, the scene with the father is really good because we see a character who's suffering from a father that's so abusive. And I mean, we all have points in our lives, things that we can relate to in that. And I think that's what makes us relate to Billy, which is really rewarding.
Upon building the character, what kind of direction the Duffer brothers gave, and did they give you some kind of reference to the other characters?
They gave me the reference of Jack Nicholson just purely because I think his acting choices are unusual and unpredictable, and that keeps the audiences on their toes. And I think that's what they wanted from Billy in last season, and even more so potentially this season.
Meeting with you, you look like a normal person.
Thank you.
But it's such a departure from you to this character. So how easy to be like that on set?
I think finding the easiest way to do it is find similarities. Like if I was going to play you in a film, I would find all the similarities that you and I have. Even though you and I may have had completely different upbringings, come from different backgrounds, we're all similar in a lot of ways. And I think that's what you have to do. You have to empathize with the character. You have to empathize with their story.
So what's the similarities?
He's insecure, I think, in a lot of ways, similarly that I am. I was bullied in school pretty heavily, and he is the bully, but looking back on it, I go, geez, those bullies that were bullying me, they must have had something going on in their lives to be in a position of antagonizing me, and just channeling that, I think, is really important.
And I heard on season 3, there are some changes in your character, so what can you share us?
I think we start by seeing Billy the same way that we saw him last season, the lifeguard shirt off, the relationship with Mrs. Wheeler, and then it becomes a lot darker. And Billy has this internal struggle and also an outward struggle with the darker force that, I don't know if you've watched it or not, but the darker forces that be in Hawkins. But there's an amazing payoff, and we get to see Billy's backstory even more with his biological mother.
Wow.
Which is something that I discussed with the Duffers a lot before we went into production, to garner the audience's empathy for my character, to have a better redemptive ending, I think.
What kind of changes have you experienced?
I try to live a normal life. I try not to have too much change. I think the biggest and best change is that I have the opportunity to collaborate with all these artists that I love. I think once you're in a show like this, you can reach out to people and say, look, I want to collaborate with you. So many musicians and actors and writers and all sorts of things, and start, building a world around you of collaborators that are all so talented. And I've been lucky to have that portal to a plethora of amazing people opened up for me because of this show.
So what kind of show do you binge watch?
I just watched that, remind me the name? When They See Us. Amazing. Oh my God. The Central Park 5. I don't know if you've seen it. But I usually binge watch shows that you can stay within the drama the whole time, and it can't be watched any other way. You can't have a break and come back and recap the next week. You have to stay inside of it.
And I can't wait to binge watch this.
Thank you, I appreciate it.